Washington wants to control more and more of our lives, but they can't even fix their own escalators. For decades, DC's subway escalators have provided a uniquely unwelcoming reception to visitors of our nation's capital. They've caused cuts, pile-ups, broken arms, electrocution, heart attacks, and even death. Almost 250,000 people showed up for the Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert rally back in 2010. Heading home, some demonstrators experienced a different sort of horror show when the brakes stopped working on this escalator, which landed 4 passengers in the hospital. These days, 1 out of 8 escalators is out of service at all times. We are in the elevator because the escalator is broken. This is the only alternative people have. They're literally trapped. Is this disappointing?
Yes.
Escalators are broken. Was that okay? Broken. Metro says its mechanics are working around the clock, but on a weekday afternoon, every repair site we could find was abandoned. Broken escalators, your thoughts?
Really irritating, especially when you're wearing heels in the morning and rushing to work.
Broken escalators, big problem, right?
It's a terrible problem.
This is horrible.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yes.
Does it ruin your commute?
It really does.
All right. Well, just know, ma'am, we're on it. The problem stems partly from a decision that was made 20 years ago. In 1992, Metro got rid of the private contractors that repaired and maintained the system and started hiring and training its own escalator mechanics. The rationale was that government employees would do a better job for less money.
I've seen people that were supposed to be working on an escalator sleeping on the job. They weren't well trained. They didn't like working there.
Robert Beggy has been repairing and inspecting escalators for 47 years, and he worked for Metro in the mid-90s. Beggy says Metro has been a magnet for escalator mechanics who can't cut it in the private sector.
The quality of the people we had there was very poor, I thought. For an example, comb plate. You break 2 teeth on it, you have to shut the unit off because it's a tripping hazard, or you can catch a foot. Instead of just taking 4 screws out, putting a new piece in, they'd look at it, say, well, we don't have the parts. They go away for a couple of hours, come back, and that would turn into a 4-hour job. It used to drive me crazy.
Beggy resigned from Metro in 1998 when he was asked to falsify safety records.
They were putting people in jeopardy, saying repairs and maintenance were done to the escalators. That wasn't.
2 years ago, Metro hired an outside consultant to study its escalator problems. The report found many machine rooms were flooded with water and stuffed with trash, while the equipment was covered in dirt and lacking in lubricant.
Listen to the units, they're making noise or rattling. At least to me, it's obvious what's wrong with the escalator. Gear units are dry, chains need to be oiled, handrails are running at a different speed than the steps, which is critical.
Until Metro, which ignored our request for an interview, finds a way to introduce some competition, the nation's top bureaucrats will have to walk, not ride, when trying to get to where they're going in the most powerful city in the world.